Good morning, everyone. SoCalsabre here, and it's March 22nd. Boy, this month has really been flying. Today we're going to be doing a video that was requested by one of the viewers, and it's my top GMT games. And I had to decide I own a lot of them, but I only want evaluated on the ones that I own and the ones that I have played. And enjoyment came in as part of the evaluation also, but this was a really tough one. Okay, so, if you like anything you see down here, hit that like button, subscribe, push it out into your social media channels. And if you have something that you want me to look at, put it in the remarks section, and I'll take it into consideration. So, I evaluated 16 games that I have played and that I own. I hope you can see that okay up there. And it was quite a difference in variation there. I think one of the earliest ones that I bought when I started to do wargaming was Labyrinth. And I did that one because, the write-ups coming out said it was similar to Twilight Struggle, which I'd already played. And so I went there. But I got a little bit disappointed, disenchanted with it. I'm going to have to bring it out again one of these days and retry it now that I've got a little bit more experience in gaming. Because it seemed like there was just one constant loop in the flow charts for the AI, and it just kept doing the same thing over and over. But probably because I was too dumb at the time to learn it. So out of these here, I've decided that I was going to evaluate them and reduce it down to 8. And then of the 8, then there will be 3 honorable mentions, and then my top 5. Okay. Was real tough to do. As you can see, I got quite a different types of variety of games there, from solo only to multiplayer to some of them that can play solo, but they got bots to play with and so forth. And the variation. Some are card driven, some are hex to hex, some are point to point. So there's quite a few different ones in there. So let's get started with what we got going here. Okay, the first ones I'm going to talk about are my honorable mention, and these are not in no order, except for alphabetical order only, because these, along with other ones, could have very well made it to the top at any given time. It's just that when I was evaluating, it's the way that it came out. So the first one we're talking about is For the People. I really like this. This is a card-driven game. It's got a lot of historical content in it. It's been around for a long time. It's a favorite of people. I've played it by solo. I also played it up at Consim World, the Consim Expo, with another guy. What's really cool about that one is he happened to be a professor at the local university, and he had majored in history. So as we were playing the game, he was telling me what the different generals are doing at those times and so forth. So that was pretty nice. I got my butt beat, but I really enjoyed playing the game with him. Moving on, Liberty or Death. And see if you probably saw my solo one before. My solo one, it was all the way up to the top. Well, when I mixed in all these other ones that are solo or solo capable and everything, it kind of slipped a little bit. I really do like it. It's the first of coin game that I played. I own 4, 3 of which I played. The 4th one hasn't made the table yet, so that might make some progress, and that's Colonial Twilight that I haven't played. But this is a real good one, and I don't know if it'll ever be about. The other ones that I have are Fire in the Lake and Cuba Libre, which are both good games. I played both of them. I played Fire in the Lake with multiplayer and solo, and I played Cuba Libre solo, but I still enjoy this one. My last in the honorable mention list is No Retreat, the Russian Front. I really like this game. It's not counter heavy. It's easy to pick up and learn. I played it solo. I also played this up at Consim World and got my butt beat. One of the guys got in behind me and cut my supply off and just totally destroyed me. But it was fun. And, this is a real good one. I don't know how the other No Retreat series go, because this is the only one that I currently own, and I don't have any on my wish list at the current time. So, if you're looking for something in here, it's hex to hex. It's not very counter heavy. This is a good one. All right, now we're going to go. Now I will rank them. Then my number 5 is Washington's War. This is a card-driven game, and I have played it solo, and I have played it multiplayer. In both ways, I liked it a lot. I'm really interested in playing it again. As a lot of you probably know, Stuka Joe developed a solo system for playing these card-driven games. And since then, GMT Games has picked it up and is making a product out of the solo system with cards and so forth. And so for this type of a game, card-driven, and like for the people, those type of games, you're going to be able to play it a lot better solo. The system provides an AI for playing. So I'm looking forward to getting it back onto the table after I receive that product again. But good. This is a point-to-point card-driven game. Real good. Check it out. Number 4, going up the list. Unconditional Surrender, World War II in Europe. Now I really like this one. This is pretty big because this covers all the way from the 1939 with the attack on Poland, and it's got political aspects in it. And but the one thing that I do like on it is, even though it covers the East Front and the West Front, is that it's not real counter heavy. And the system that it developed is the counters don't have, like a lot of the counters have move points on them and everything. This system doesn't have anything on the counters about like that. It has things like an infantry, all infantry can move 6, or all mobile tanks and that can move 8, things like that in the game. So you don't have to keep looking at the counters. And all the combat's on one table, and it's pretty condensed and pretty good. I haven't had it on the table in a long, long time. There's a couple of really good demos on YouTube about this one, but it's still ranked up there in making my decisions on all these games. Moving on. Space Corp 2025 to 23 AD by John Butterfield. Picked this up first of all because I like John Butterfield design games. Then once I picked it up, I really like it. I have played this solo and I've played it with another person. It's built for that, for solo and or multiplayer, and it's really good. It's not a 4X game like Space Empire's 4X. This is where each person owns a company on Earth, and you're trying to get more profit. So you're out there exploring the universe and moving out there and exploring and developing things and so forth out in the universe. So it's pretty cool. Plays real smooth, and I recommend this to anybody that's looking for a space game that's not combat. There's no combat in it, so it's not 4X. So this is a good one. Number 2, making it up there. I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about Labyrinth, is Twilight Struggle. I picked this up because this has like been the number 1 ranked game for a long time as far as GMT games go. And it took a while to learn it, but a friend of mine learned it also, and we've played it, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times, and it is really challenging. I really love it because of the history part that it plays in there, and especially in my ages. And the games take 3 to 4 hours, and I'm going to tell you, I am really exhausted brain-wise when the game is over. I really enjoyed it. It's a real challenge getting through the game because there's so many decisions to make of what you can do. And if you're looking for one that's tough, one that contains a lot of history on it, this is one that you should put on your list. And my number 1, currently number 1, I say currently because things probably will change in the future or may not change in the future, is The Dark Sands by Ted S. Racier. This is World War II, of course, North Africa. You know, and this covers the eras where the British uh, tanks and so forth, and the Rommel's Africa Corps. Uh, it's a big, expanded map. It's a pretty big map. I've played this solo, and I also have played it multiplayer. It's easy to pick up. It's easy to learn. It's not counter-intensive. And playing it solo, I really like the fact that Ted Racer has a chit pull system in this game. So there is a portion of this is a fog of war, because you never know when it's the opponent's turn, what chip's going to come up and what their first action is going to be. And so, sometimes best laid plans go to waste because you get beat because of the chit pull system. But it is fun. I enjoyed it. It's been too long since it's been on the table, and I need to get this back up there too. But I just got so many games in my collection, war games and other games, that I'm trying to get out to, at least get them under the table, get them off my shelves, shelves of shame, as some people call them. But anyway, this video was requested by one of our viewers, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you gave it an insight. If you have any questions, put it down in the remarks, and I'll get back with you on it. So until then, till you see me again or hear from me, take care of yourselves and be kind to each other. And yeah, COVID's reducing, but it's still out there in pretty good numbers. So take care, stay safe.